Alright, after that wonderful ordeal there, putting everything together, I have actually put everything together, gave it a bit of a wash, and now it's time to put everything in its place here. Now the one thing I also did is there's some bars on the bottoms here, on the other side, and I cut them off, because what they were doing is when I put this piece in, like so, it was pulling them down. It was just, they're just too tight. So I just cut them off. Works just as well. So yeah, let's do this. Oh, and I did mask off the windows like that. You can see. Ta ta ta. One other thing about this kit I forgot to mention. It seems to be a bit of a problem with it. I'm going to be preparing for it a little bit more now. But some of the holes and places are a bit too small. Like these little rectangles here, they're too small. So you just go and carve them out, make them a little wider. The same thing, you know, you saw the trouble with the landing gear. It's the same thing there. They're just got to be bigger. That's about it, and then they would have worked much more effectively. So this goes. There we go. Do a little bit down there. Looking good. My big concern is this one right here, falling back. But it looks pretty good. Okay, we're close to joining the fuselage. Let me grab this stuff. Okay. Now, I have noticed that this is a bit of a awkward shape. It kind of bows out a bit, and it's not that bad. But the difficult thing is because the fuselage is so round, it's kind of, you know, how do you clamp it to hold everything down? And that's going to be an interesting challenge when I get to that. So let's start adding glue here. I like using this Tamiya cement for stuff like this. I know a lot of modelers like to use the thinner styrene and stuff like that. I do too, but when I'm talking about like bonding two pieces like this, I want a really secure, really secure fit. I don't want to have it accidentally pop out on me, because that would suck. In fact, you know what I'm gonna do? This is driving me crazy. There. That's better. Oh. Alright. Thankfully we have a little bit of a guide right there through that other truss there. Alright. So far so good. Well, not so much on the top. Okay. Yeah, see, this is what I mean. It's a bit of a tight fit. How are we going to do this? Okay. Maybe if I go here. Oh, yes! It's holding into the grooves of the canopy rail there. Awesome. Oh man, look at that. Ugh, looks like a fish. All the guts are gonna come out. For those of you who fish, that was my fishing analogy. Oh wait, something just snapped. Oh! Something snapped and it's fitting a lot better now. That's fantastic. Okay. I'm happy again. Let me see if I can do this. Sorry. Are they gonna go flying off? I'm super scared right now. Oh, it's too much. It's too much tension. Anyways, I'll go figure this out and be back with more of the assembly, but I think what I'm going to do is just leave it here for a little while. Now, this is the part where I would add in all of the extra thin into all these lines there. Try and fill those in. It's going to be difficult, but I will get there. The part that's worrying me the most is the bottom, but the bottom would be easy to fill in and then just rescribe all the panel lines down there, which is what I just might do, and leave it kind of as it is. I'll figure it out. Don't worry, we'll get this. Okay, I'm very glad I mentioned in an earlier video that the Christmas holidays were going to be quite a busy season, because I've just watched all the footage I recorded and I realized I've been building and not recording anything. Basically, here it is. So, got the wings on, got the canopy on, masked it, painted it green to match the interior. I painted these walking strips black and painted the underside gray. This is, where did I leave it? Hold on, I got it here. Sky Gray, XF19. It's very close to what they want you to use. You could even go brighter gray than this, but it's a very, very nice looking color. And so what I've been doing right now is masking it off, because I'm painting on these wavy lines on here. And some of you might be asking, why don't you just do that freehand with your airbrush? Because my airbrush has a lot of overspray. And I don't quite like the overspray. So what I'm going to be doing here, I've shown this a few times, but who cares? I'm going to do it again. Some people don't know about doing stuff like this, and so it's always nice to show it in a video. Whoops, no, I want this to go higher. So this is all I'm doing. I'm just placing the tape down, like so. I can see where the wall goes. Let's see how low I want it to go, yeah. So I'm kind of making these, I'm trying, I should say, to make these wavy lines in it. They're supposed to be more straight, but I quite like the wavier patterns on these aircraft. Makes it look a little less uniform. And so put it on the sheet of glass like so, and you just cut them out. And now we just put it back. Simple as that. Again, I get asked this question quite a bit. Why do you use a piece of glass to cut out your stuff? Why don't you just use your table? Especially a cutting pad like this, your knife dips into it a little bit. You don't have as precise a cut. The glass helps the tape keep its adhesion. It doesn't really lose much of it. Because it's so glossy, and it's a nice cutting surface. It really is. So that's pretty big. I mean, yeah, you can use your sprue cutters on the Tamiya tape, but apparently you're not supposed to. So someone panics because you're using your sprue cutters. Yeah, I use it for stuff like that all the time. String, tape, especially like I just did there. So there we go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tape the rest of this, the wings of course, and I'm going to be ready to airbrush the top here. For that I'm going to use, I believe it's this one, yeah, medium blue, XF19. It's very close to what Humbrol recommends on the instructions versus the actual color Humbrol recommends. which is different. They recommend 125 US dark gray. And here you can see it's very blue, but the actual color is gray. The Humbrol paint, that is. So the other thing I did is I painted this white, and I've airbrushed the white on there, and I gave it a gloss coat. This is the tail. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out some thin strips of tape after this has dried for a while, and I'm going to mask off all the red. Well, I mask off the white, sorry, so I can paint the red lines. So it's gonna look like that when all is said and done. This is something you can do on your own here. This is up to you, the modeler. But this is the arrestor hook, the tail hook right here in the back, and you can see it has the same red and white stripes. Now, here's the thing. It doesn't sit out like this at all. It's basically flush with the model like this. So if you're building it flying like this, this will be basically inside of the plane. But if you're having it landed like that, there's no reason why you can't have that down. And heck, actually, if you're having it flying, you can have the hook out. Why? Because it's your model, and if that's what you want, by all means go ahead and have some fun. So I'm going to go and tape the rest of this up, and then I'm going to start airbrushing. It's a very, very fun model so far. I'm really enjoying this little guy. So I painted the blue, and I love it. I think it's quite a nice color. Tamiya recommends using this medium blue, but adding two parts of this blue, 1 part of white to make it lighter, which is very accurate as well. But this is very close to being the same kind of color as well, so I'm quite happy with this. And here, flip it around, you can see the nice wavy line on the bottom. I really love it. I think it looks great. The instructions are kind of a little funny. Yeah, they show here a very straight line. There's a little bit of a bend right there, but it's basically a straight line. But then when you look at it from the bottom, they have these very, very wavy lines in it. And based on the research I've done, both are accurate, but I like the wavy line a lot. I felt like it'd be something fun to try, so I really, really love it. And take off the tape there for the oh shoot, yeah, I guess they're anti-skid panels or stepping panels. The official name just left me, which is what always happens when I start recording. So yeah, it looks great. I'm really, really happy with this. And I just have to repaint the black on the landing gear, which is, yeah, I didn't really want to do it, but it's easier than doing something else, you know, to mask it off and everything. I figured, heck, I'll just repaint it. It'll be a bit of a hassle, but not as much a hassle as taping it up. And so yeah, I'm really happy with this. This looks great. Great. The next step is the let me just put this down. Where can I put it down? I need to clean a desk up here. The next step is the tail for the Enterprise, the red and white here. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to mask off, and it looks like these are bigger than they need to be. Uh-oh, I made a mistake. Oh well. So yeah, I need to cut out these thin strips, and I think this new tape I got will be perfect for that. Yeah, great. Now that I don't have a clean desk, I don't know where my stuff is. I got some new tape, and it's 2 millimeters apart, and that might just be perfect for this to make all those little lines in there. And yeah, then I'm going to paint it up red. And you're asking, a lot of you might be asking, Rebels of Cloud9, why don't you just use the decals that come with the kit? I don't like decals like this that you have to put on either side of something, because I have a hard time getting them to meet up properly. Sometimes you get decal companies and they compensate the size and everything like that, and they work very well. But other times they don't quite work as well as you'd like. And plus, there's a very unfortunate part of this, which is what I think will keep people from building this one. The trim tab on the tail is actually sticking out to the side. So it's actually posed like that. There's nothing you can do about it. Getting the decal to conform in that, it's not impossible, but it's just more work. More work than I'd like to do. Then it would just be to, you know, tape over them and airbrush them rather than dealing with the decal. So that's what I'm going to be working on here next, and then I'm going to what I'm going to do right now is gloss coat the model. I'd really like to be able to handle it a little bit more because I did do a very thin layer of the paint. So I can actually see a little area I need to paint right there again. I missed that. It's not quite as nice as I would like. It's a little lifty. So it looks great. I'm very happy with these colors. Again, I could have gone for a lighter gray, but it actually works pretty well. So yeah, Wildcat is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna go keep this up here. I gotta try something here I've always wanted to do. Well, not always, but I wanted to for a long time. I never really had proper model to do it, and that is to mask the center of the wheels. Sometimes you just get these wheels and you know you can definitely see where the rim is, but there's nothing like they just, the tire melds into where you're supposed to paint it metal. This one actually has a ring around it, and there's companies like Eduard where they actually, you know, they'll give you little stencils for that, but I actually got to do it here for the first time. And yeah, let's see how I did. Not not too good on that one, I'm afraid. There's a few areas there that need to be cleaned up. That one's pretty good. Alright, let's see how the other side's fared. Come on. That looks pretty darn good. Well, at least the back side, which you won't really be seeing. At least that part looks good. Ah, pretty cool. I like that. So yeah, just a few touch-ups around there. You can see a little bit there. Not bad. Not bad at all. So, the big one are the tail stripes. I really like these. These look great. So I'm hoping that mine turned out as nice. One thing I've been learning about lately is like painting colors on top of other colors and stuff like that, because it definitely changes the shade that you get. And it's a good idea to paint them on this white, because I can actually see that the red is way brighter. And I was reading a little while ago, one modeler, he was saying, this guy's kind of like one of those nice professional modelers, and he was saying out of all the colors, so that red is the most sensitive to an underlying paint color, which really surprised me because I thought it would be yellow or white, especially white. But no, he said that red apparently is very sensitive to whatever the underlying paint is. So Tamiya has made, and not just Tamiya, there's a couple other people, but Tamiya has recently made pink primer. So it's the regular surface primer, but it's pink, and that's to help the red to be a bit brighter, which is pretty cool. Am I grabbing it? No, come on. Come on. You can do it. There. Oh man, I'm so excited. Okay. I'm going to cut this off here. Try not to damage my model. Let's see. Oh. Look at that. Awesome. That looks great. That looks great. And then it'll look even better with these nice wheels on it. Cool. Okay. Yeah, I think the next thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to glue I think I'm going to glue the tail on. Yeah, I'm gonna breaking those pins there. Yeah, there's no pin there. Oh, I glued it up. I'm gonna go give it a gloss coat now. I'm gonna glue the whole thing a gloss coat, and probably 2 for the decals, and yeah, do those touch-ups on the wheels there. This looks great. Really happy with how this turned out. It's gonna look quite nice when it's all done. At least I hope. I could still muck it up somehow. We'll see.